marketing is harder today. And so you need every tool that you have at your disposal to make things more relevant, to scale better, and to move faster.
In this episode, I'm talking to Erica Morgenstern, CMO of Personify Health, an employee well-being platform with over 18 million people engaged on the app. They were valued at $3 billion with the most recent merger that happened November 2023. We're gonna talk about number one, the company's number one marketing channel, events, why they're investing over 70% of their marketing budget in this channel, and how they're balancing between larger 500 to 1,000 person events and more intimate 20 person events. Number two, how she approaches other channels like third-party partnerships, social media, and email marketing. And number three, we're gonna try to figure out everything else like how much money they make per year in revenue, how much they spend in marketing dollars, and also how much does Erica make as a CMO? And every time she can't answer a question, both have to take a shot of hot sauce. Wish me luck, Martians. Hope you enjoy this one. Hello, Martians. Welcome back to another episode of Marketing on Mars. Today, I'm so excited because we got Erica Morgenstern. She's currently the CMO of a company called Virgin Pulse, and essentially, they help people live healthier lives. We're going to dive into what that means, but they have over 18 million people engaged on the app. Erica, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Cool. So before we begin anything, you know the theme of the show. We've connected before, and we're going to be starting the show off with a shot of hot sauce. And basically throughout the interview, I'm going to ask tough questions on how you guys grew to where you guys are right now and what you guys are doing right now in terms of marketing to continue the growth. And every single time you cannot answer a question, we both plead the fifth and we take a shot of hot sauce. So what do you got today? What's your weapon of choice today?
So this shows you how well I'm loved. My husband and daughter decided they need to go shopping. So they went to Costco. We have this here. We also have a Carolina Reaper with garlic or something. I guess good thing I
That
work
looks
from home.
insane.
And then this is just, just a little baby hot sauce right here, just a classic Tabasco. So we got a little bit, and I got some leftover Super Bowl Sunday chips to help break the heat. So I am ready, friend.
So, okay, so you're super ready. Let's open that up. Yeah. While you're doing that, you watched the game yesterday?
I did, yeah. I watched the commercials yesterday. Let's be honest. We're in marketing. What are we paying attention to? The commercials.
Exactly. The commercials. Yeah. Sometimes you watch a commercial and you're like, why would anyone pay for that slot? Right. But then and then sometimes you watch it and you're like, that's a really, really good commercial.
I also was like, I feel like they had too many celebrities in each spot. I was like, you could have just paid for one of them instead of like the 5 that you were just playing a game of spot the celebrity.
Yeah. You see the one with the suits, the entire cast of Suits.
Yes.
Was on. Yeah, that must have been an expensive
I was an OG
commercial.
Suits fan. I get credit for I watched it when it was actually on air.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, they had the entire cast there. That was insane.
Okay. I'm ready, friend.
All right. Okay. So I've just been doing this habanero sauce for the last 6 to 8 months. So I'm gonna continue down the habanero train.
I don't know. If you've had that for 6 months, I feel like you're not taking big enough shots. I've got.
Oh. Maybe I got 2 of the bottles.
Okay. I went with a deep spoon so I don't spill on my keyboard.
Okay. I like this. I like this vibe already.
All right. Oh. I had more pepper than I expected.
Woo. Are we gonna make it to the Carolina?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you what, that woke me up though. I'm ready to answer questions.
That's the whole point. I think
my face is
all
red.
Right. So, yeah. Luckily, the light is not shining on my face anymore, so I'm kind of okay. But let's get to understand. So what we typically do is we just kind of want to dive into your background first before we get into the company. And I'm just on your LinkedIn, and you're just like a wall of big names. You're part of the CMO club, which I believe are they still active?
So it's now Club CMO.
Now it's a club CMO. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
Club
part of Club
CMO.
CMO.
Yep.
We can talk a little bit about that if we have time. Founding member of Chief. They're a large network
Mm-hmm.
of C-suites. Uh, and then before that, you were CMO at WellTalk. You're official member of the Forbes Communications Council, and the list goes on. Tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to Virgin Pulse.
Yeah. So, well, how far do we want to go back? Are we like high school when I realized I want to
Ooh.
be in public relations? Like, who does that? Like in
Oh
high
wow.
school, I was like, I want to be in PR. It was because I was on this team board for a department store, and the woman that ran it
Okay.
was their PR person. And I was like, how cool is this that you are like an influencer before influencers were things, right? And she was literally using a channel to bring in a younger demographic to this department store. And I was just really interested in the psychology behind it, and also just like how she really operated it. We did talent shows, we did fashion shows, we had a newsletter, right? And it was just like all of these different methods to bring people into the store. So I actually went to college knowing I wanted to do public relations. And
Wow.
when I came out of college, I went to New York because that's like what all like the big PR people do. And in New York, I was offered either a job in healthcare or in finance department, and I had no money, but I liked health, so I started in there. And then my path kind of took me out west, and ultimately to a company called Hippocrates, which was the very first medical app that launched with the App Store. So when Steve Jobs revealed, you know, here's the iPhone, and they had 4 apps on it, one of them was Hippocrates, the company I was at, because Steve Jobs' physician used a Palm Pilot and used Hippocrates. And he said, how can I get you to use an iPhone? And that was his answer. So being there for that experience and really understanding the magnitude of this kind of communications opportunity, I really grew from PR into marketing, and then just kept moving through the ranks on that.
Okay, let's stay at Hippocrates, because this was a pivotal point for you, because you were part of the early stage. You were there for first of all almost an entire decade, 9 years, like almost 9 years, and you were part of the early beginnings and ramping up PR, social, viral marketing, a lot of things, a lot of terms that were created during that time that you were
I mean,
there
I'm
at
so young
Hippocrates.
though. I don't know how I was even possibly there during that time.
And then you also supported the entire IPO process.
Yep.
You know, drafting the S1 and everything. Walk us through that experience. That must have been a very pivotal point in your life.
Yeah, it very much so was. And it started off because I was the communications person. So it was like, how do we talk to this audience about this message? And as the audiences grew, I was at the center of that. So it's like, well, how do we talk to social media? How do we talk to investors? How do we talk to buyers? And so as I brand myself as a storyteller, because it's really understanding the audience and what they're looking for, and tuning it to that. So you're right. I started off as a PR associate, and, you know, kind of grew into that role by expanding the scope in relation to being a storyteller and having a very specific skill that gave me those opportunities.
Amazing. And then you spent another 8 years at WellTalk.
Yeah.
Before moving.
I know, which is, I mean, I live in Silicon Valley, guys. So usually in Silicon Valley, you don't stay with companies this long. But
No.
I've had some, you know, great teams and mentors that I've worked with. And it's kind of one of those times, every time I start, like I leveled out or I was kind of frankly getting a little bored, I'd shift gears and I'd raise my hand and say, hey, can I, you know, help with this? Or, hey, is there an opportunity for this? Or I just always found something new to learn and something new to kind of grow with. And that's kind of what led me here today. There's nothing against people that jump roles or jobs or, you know, seek out new experiences. I personally just found kind of staying where I was and continuing to find ways to add value is what really gave me those opportunities.
it's kind of like when you travel to a new city, right? Like you go to a new city called, I don't know, throw out a, I don't know, Portugal, Spain, or whatever. You need a couple of weeks to even get a feel for the lay of the land. If you leave too early,
Yep.
you don't actually get to experience the city. I totally like. For you, do you have a magic? Is there a magic number? Is it after year 5 or 6? Or
Oh, that's
is
really
there a number? It
interesting.
seems like you got 8 years and then you got another 9 years.
Oh
There seems to be a formula of some sort.
it's I mean I wish I could take credit for it to be like so purposeful, but it's really just how the terms have kind of worked for me, like the right tenure. I will say though that like every 2 years is where I'd get that itch of like what else is there, can I do something different.
Mm,
The last pairs of years have been a rebrand. So I mean we just did a rebrand with Virgin Pulse after the merger, and we're now Personify Health. And so that's my new biggest challenge and opportunity that I'm working through right now.
mm. I guess you gotta update that on your
I
LinkedIn as
do.
well.
Yeah.
Now it's Personify Health. Yeah. Okay, let's dive into the company a little bit because your guys' story is amazing. There has been a recent
Yeah.
merger. You guys are now valued at $3 billion. Can you tell us a little bit about the company and maybe just a little bit about the history?
Yeah, happy to. So, Personify Health is in the business of engaging and empowering people to live their healthier lives. I mean, what a great mission-driven organization to be a part of. We're literally
Mm,
trying to put the tools and the support system in your hands so you could be your best. That could be engaging in a walking challenge. That could be getting navigation to a certain care team. That could be getting medication reminders, mental health, sleep, all the different things that are out there. We bring them all together and personalize them to you.
okay, cool. And you guys, it's an app, right? So it's on the App
Yep.
Store.
So you could download it via the app. You do need to be
You download it.
sponsored. So we work directly with employers to bring this to their populations or health plans to bring it to their members.
Mm,
And so this is all the benefits available to you. So there's no direct cost to the consumer. And the consumer
mm,
can actually earn incentives for participating too. So whether it's a reduction in your health plan
mm.
coverage or points that you can cash in for some swag or gift cards, we are incentivizing people to be healthy.
That's so cool. So like, the healthier you are, the more you get
Yeah,
out of it. So you're kind of
totally.
incentivizing people to do that. Um, so it's kind of like a B to B to C play.
You nailed
You're
it.
working directly to the businesses, but then you get the consumers on
Yep.
the platform. 18 million now, right?
Yeah.
18 million
Yes.
users. Incredible. And are you guys all over the world or primarily in the
No, we are
US because of the
global.
healthcare plans
Yeah.
there?
So we're a global
Global.
organization. My marketing team is global. So hi to all of you in different time zones. But yeah, we are a global organization, especially when you think about some of our largest clients, Fortune 500 clients, they operate globally. So for us to be able to support their full population base, we need to as well.
Wow. Who are some of the largest companies out there that are using
Oh, now I feel like it's a test
the
of who
app
am
right
I
now?
approved to speak about? Who have we been out there?
Mm.
One of our
So
newest
first
ones is
first hot sauce
actually
question.
Verizon. So they're head of the human relations and people team recently posted about bringing our solutions to their employees, and it's been a really successful partnership.
Okay. So was that the your final answer? That's the largest company?
Verizon. They're
Verizon?
kind of
Yeah, Verizon's
our
pretty
star
large.
student right now.
They're the A plus student right now. It's perfect. Now give us some numbers behind it. I know that you guys are now valued at $3 billion
Billion with a B.
as of the last
Billion.
with a B.
Yes.
Did you guys talk to us about the journey? Did you guys raise any money?
So
Like,
we're
you
actually
know, a
owned
lot
by
of
private
companies
equity.
that are listening, right?
So we're owned by a
No,
PE,
go ahead.
so private equity. But we do have some investors that are in as well. So Blackstone, which is very well known in the industry, Morgan Health, which has been a really great partner, and Marlin Equity
Wow.
Partners. And then we're ultimately owned by New Mountain Capital, who brought together the Health Comp and Virgin Pulse companies.
Wow. So was it always owned? Was it always PE owned, or was it
So most
private first and it
recently,
got
so
acquired?
most recently it's been PE owned. I mean, the origin story
Okay.
with Virgin is actually with Sir Richard Branson, and the company's been around for 20 years. And Richard has always had the motto of take care of your employees and they take care of your business, right? And so this was born out of that motto. And then it's just really grown significantly over the years because of the need.
Wow. That's insane. And all right, so next hot sauce question. We want to know.
It's right
So
when
we
my
got
mouth
some
flew
numbers.
off. I was like, hot sauce, what? I didn't do that.
Wait, we were taking hot sauce shots? Totally forgot about that. Okay, so we got some good numbers. 18 million engaged on the app, $3 billion merger or valuation. What are you guys doing in terms of revenue right now? Give us a sense of the revenue.
Can you give me ranges and I can blink twice?
Okay, well I think I've seen online like give me a second. I gotta get this.
This is how fast is this internet, guys? Let's see.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm getting like 60 million.
Oh.
Or 100.
Yeah, no way.
No,
way
there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. Hold on. This is so off. Hold on. I think because of the rebrand, it's not showing me the recent figures. Okay. I got this. I'm seeing 390 million.
Okay, we are north of that.
You're north of that. Wow. 500 million?
Hot sauce time. I just said north.
Okay.
I feel like that gave you
it's getting too hot.
Juju there. I'm not giving exact numbers.
All right, folks. We're close. We're close.
So I have this little one. Should I do it straight out of here?
Yeah, what is that?
It's like the tiniest little Tabasco. Oh. Isn't that adorable?
Yeah.
It's like the length of my thumb for those of you not on video. Yeah.
That is cute. Okay.
Right,
so I'm going to continue down the habanero train. Cheers.
I hit my tongue and that was it. I'll try again. That one was more vinegar this time.
Yeah, sometimes the vinegar-y sour stuff is not the best one to do. All right, so somewhere between 300 to 500 mil.
It's still north of that.
There, give or take, maybe 600 mil. But a large company is what we need to know.
We have 3,000 employees.
3,000 employees. Insane. And you're saying you guys are global, so what's the breakdown in terms of geography of the 3,000?
That's a really good question. It's definitely primarily in the US because a lot of our employees are actually clinical staff. So when people call with questions about, care support and condition management, we have a lot of coaches.
I track sleep. I track water intake. I track steps, and I track physical activity time.
All of those things you get incentivized in the app. So you would be cashing in, my friend. So we have daily check-ins as well. So you can update your sleep every day. I have a healthy habit that I track every day, and it's waking up with water, which maybe you do the same thing too.
Me too. Yeah. 500 mil right when I wake up.
Oh, okay. Respect. And then they have, healthy habits that you can track every day. The other really cool thing is that we bring together the ecosystem. So we're partners with Headspace, Livongo, Omada Health, Weight Watchers, all the different self-care programs that are out there. We bring them all together. And if they're available through your sponsor, it's all in one app. And we have like a nice little handshake to their programs. So you get credit for using those programs and you can find it in one spot.
That's insane. Yeah. Now, if someone like me, for example, from what it sounds like, I would love to use the app, but then I don't have an employer that is on the platform. How can I still join the app?
Your health plan might. So if you go to log in, you can enter your information and then we'll tell you if you have a sponsor. Cigna is one of our large health plan sponsors. So if you have benefits with Cigna, you might be eligible. We also have some other plans as well.
What about your friends up north, the Canadian folks?
Oh.
Are we...
There's some, yeah.
Would we be able to?
In Canada, it's more employer-based, but I mean, we can talk. Maybe you can make some intros.
Ooh, we can. Yeah, I would love to. I'd love.
They're paying.
Yeah, a little finder's fee. I'll take any hot sauce any day.
There you go.
Okay, so a lot of marketing. Let's dive into the meat of this episode. Obviously, as a marketing
Mhm.
podcast, we want to know what you guys are doing right now. Where are you spending your money? How are you guys growing your user base and everything? Sounds like you guys are more B2B, so maybe you're doing a lot there. But where do you usually spend your marketing budget nowadays?
Yeah, so you're right. So our marketing team is focused more on B2B. And so what we're really spending our money on this year is actually events. Like events are back, baby, right? Like pre-COVID days. And
They're
being
back.
a new brand in the market, we want to physically be there, hand you that free swag, have that conversation, talk about what the brand, help you experience it through not just the logo, but also what we have to offer. So we're definitely really leaning on events this year and looking for
Mm,
some really cool like activations at the events. We're doing like a car wrap in some cities. We like to do some like
mm.
custom made things at the event. So at our big conference, we're doing some etching so you can have things personalized right there while you're talking with us.
Wow. And I guess these are mostly B2B
Yeah,
focused
so industry
events, or you could
events.
go into
So
all
some of
different.
the big ones like there's Health Evolution Summit, there's AHIP, which is the health plan insurance company. So there's some of those, and then we also
Mm,
host our own client event, which we call the Thrive Summit. And this year we have Kevin
mm.
Bacon speaking. So thinking of someone who
Holy
might like some
smokes.
hot sauce.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Spiciness with
yeah,
bacon. Um, do you now, okay, so all these events that you listed now are more healthcare focused events. So you're targeting the providers, or, where you can get
yep.
partnerships. Do you ever run events where you target companies specifically?
Yeah, so there's also
Company
a
specific
couple
events?
other ones like Conference Board. Those are where HR leaders go. So we make sure that we're covered at the HR conferences as well.
Cool, cool. Um, I'm speaking about events. Lately, I've been shifting a lot of my focus from bigger events, so like 5 to 1,000 person events, to more intimate events, 100 people, maybe 80 to 800 people events.
Mhm.
And I've been hearing mixed. A lot of companies are now jumping towards smaller events, but some companies still like to do bigger events. Where's your What do you think?
I
Large events, medium-sized
I
events,
mean, like,
intimate
look at my
events?
hot
What's
sauce
your
collection here, buddy. I am a person of extremes. So we either go big events or like small, intimate in region events.
ooh? When Give us some numbers. Big, what are some of the scales, and then for small, what are like how many
Yeah, so the
people,
big
how many
ones
heads are in
are
the small
probably
events?
like 500,000. And then the smaller ones, we are do some like more intimate dinners or partner events where it's maybe 20.
mm, 20 people events, okay. So that 100-person event range is it doesn't work for you, because you're either going to go big
Yeah.
or super small.
Or one
I
to
think
one.
that's
Yep.
a cool strategy. Is that what you're hearing? Because obviously you're part of the club CMO as
Yep.
well. So you talk to directly. You're friends with a lot of CMOs. What are you hearing from your CMO friends
Yeah,
when
so
it comes to
they're
events?
also seeing events as a key strategy too, and it's just really interesting because it's when we talk about events, it's not just the booth, right? It's about all the assets
Mm,
tied around it. So using the event to announce something new, some research, a new product launch, right? Like the event is just the anchor, and then there's a lot more surrounding it in terms of at the event, do they have a podcast that they're live streaming that you can get involved in? Are there media going that you could do interviews with and then have articles come out later, right? So the event is just kind of like the anchor point. So that's something that we've aligned on quite a bit. Another one is around research and being really data
mm,
driven as a marketing team. So, we use a ton of marketing tech tools and research to really inform our programs and also do more of a one to few outreach of like people like you are interested in this kind of content
mm.
rather than that blasting out there.
And so, is it fair to say most of your content is geared towards like the HR
Mhm.
folks, and also, I guess, so that's one of your ICPs,
Right.
right? The HR leaders. What are some of your
So
ICPs?
we
What do
also
they look like?
have a health plan and health system marketers. So they can also
Okay.
use our data and technology to get people to um, get their flu shot or visit a physician or, like some healthy activity. So we have that as a channel. And then brokers and consultants are a really growing channel with our new health comp business, which is more around health plan administration and benefit design. So getting that audience involved a little bit more as well.
Okay, cool. So events,
Yes.
huge part of your focus.
Yep.
Would you say it's like 80% of your focus this year, 70% in terms of like where the budget is
I
going?
think in terms of like where the budget is going, yeah, I'd say a pretty large percent. The other kind of tangential is also like third party partnerships and really recognizing like
Okay.
where people are already going. So we can kind of meet them halfway there and have a third party in terms of like content or, like I said, surveys. That's another one as well.
Okay. So events, third party partnerships, any other channels that you're kind of leveraging
Our
for
own,
growth for
right? So
marketing?
our own social channels, email distributions, right? Kind of building up our own database and just providing value to folks, right? Like, what is it that they're looking for, and not talking about us all the time, right?
That yeah, it's I think attention, getting people's attention online in 2020. I feel like we've been saying this since 2017. It's
Yeah.
it's difficult to get people's attention online, and I feel like every single year it gets harder and harder because they're just like you're constantly having to up your game.
Yep.
You're constantly having to put out content in a non-salesy way, more educational, but still pushing people down the funnel. Like it's never been harder, but also things things like AI, like all these AI content tools, like it's making things easier, but also harder. What do you think in 2024, getting people's attention, especially your ICPs?
Yep.
You feel like it's easy, difficult, or you figured out the secret sauce?
Uh, I'd say it is so much harder. And with some of the new regulations coming out, it's just going to be nearly impossible to even send an email to somebody, right? Especially in healthcare. There's so many guidelines and restrictions. So, no, it's definitely harder. You're not imagining things. But I would say that people are also doing a lot more of their research online, right? So, like, you have to think
Mhm.
about your digital footprint differently than maybe even 3 years ago in terms of where
Yeah.
people are finding information, but also how much research they're doing before they even want to have a conversation with you,
Hmm.
right? Like, I
Hmm.
mean, maybe even 5 years ago, it was like, just pick up the phone and tell me everything you have to tell me, right? Or like, show me a demo and I got it and I'll move on and I'll make a decision. But they're doing months of research and the number of people that are involved in the buying process, right? Like, our game has
Yeah.
changed significantly in the last 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. I think 5 years ago, I forget, I don't know if you remember, but like 5 years ago, they were saying in B2B enterprise, a number of touch points before a sale was like 10, maybe 14, 15 touch points. Now it's like something crazy like 21 touch
Yeah.
points, not just the emails, but how many every single time they research and find your brand is also another touch point. It requires 21 touch
Yeah.
points. Um, is it just because people are getting smarter, which is true. People
Mhm.
are getting smarter. They want to make more decisions, better, more informed decisions. People want to do their own research. Do you think it's also a combination of that plus the fact that we're kind of in like a pre-recession recession? Do you see that as well? Like people are keeping their money, their wallets
I
tighter,
think it's totally
making decisions slower.
related. They're related for sure in terms of you need to show more value upfront for an investment, right? There's not try before you buy. There's less pilots, right? There's more research and validation upfront before anybody actually makes a decision because they want to be foolproof of what they're going to invest on. And so I think it's a combination of both because of the recession pressures. Not saying one, but because of some of the pressures tied to it, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that has created more scrutiny on spend, especially with marketing budgets, and a big capital and there's a lot more out there for vying for attention. So you're going to have
exactly.
to kind of filter through all of that to find what's really going to be a best match for your organization.
Yeah. Speaking of budgets,
Yes.
how much are you guys spending like on a annual or monthly basis on your marketing?
Yeah, I feel like it's time for another shot. What do you think?
Oh,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
yeah, sure,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm always down for some hot sauce.
yeah. Wait. How many more do we have to go? Do I go for the Inferno?
Okay, well, if you're gonna go, then I'm gonna have to go grab mine. I'm not gonna make you do it on your own.
Bring
So
it.
you're doing
Go
Carolina
get it.
Reaper?
Get it.
All right, you asked for it. Let's do it.
Oh, even smelling this is strong.
Oh, this is
I think I just
this
felt
is
my nose hairs
gonna
curl.
be bad.
My
Sorry,
nose hairs just curled.
I have no nose hairs anymore. All right, all right. So this is I got this from Portland, Tortuga Gordo. I haven't pulled this out in a while.
Oh, I feel so special. Yeah, this is
This is Carolina
Illuminati.
Reaper.
That just
Oh
and
shit.
look at this on the side. It has the very spicy. How many peppers is that? It's 5 peppers.
Yeah, I'm gonna die on this one. So cheers.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Ow. I think I'm done talking.
Can we just have a moment of silence?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
I think you're like me. We're just total enablers. We just enable people to make stupid decisions.
Yes. That sums up my life.
Are you
I'd have
are you that
tears.
friend? I'm actually
Is it possible for my gums to hurt?
I don't know. Hey, I think we would be so much fun at parties. You know, that's who we are. But we also make dumb decisions.
There's a obvious relationship between those two statements.
Okay. Let's switch it up.
Yeah.
We'll come back to here. Let's do something funny. I'm gonna tell you 3 jokes, and
Okay.
you try your best not to laugh. And
When does this get better?
I don't know. I'm just gonna tell you. I'll tell you 2 jokes.
Okay.
2 of my favorite jokes. I think we've already used these jokes on the show before, but okay. I'm crying.
Me too.
I don't know. Yes. All right. This is actually my favorite
Okay.
joke. Usually we have this segment. If we didn't take enough hot sauce shots, I'll tell a joke, and if you laugh, you got to take a shot of hot sauce. But we're not doing any more hot sauce, so we're just gonna do it for the laughs.
Okay.
We're gonna do it for
I
the
might
laughs.
snort. I'm just telling you right now.
And if you don't laugh, you can eat some chips.
Okay.
You can take a few bites of chips.
Thank you.
Okay. So as a victory thing. All right. So last year, I started a monkey breeding business. Just breeding monkeys, but it totally failed because I was only using male chimps. It's a marketing joke. Did you get that?
I got it. I'm trying not to laugh.
Okay, that didn't count.
Nope.
So if you don't laugh at this one, you can eat a bite of your chips. Right.
Like literally, my nose is.
Oh my god. All right. All right. So Erica.
Yes.
Can kangaroos jump higher than a house?
I don't know. Can they?
Of course, houses can't jump.
I earned that chip.
Wah, wah.
That was a dad joke.
That was such a bad joke.
That was a dad joke.
Look, I have other better jokes, but they're probably,
Not
you
safe
know,
for work.
yeah, not safe for
Mm.
work.
You have to tell me at that party we go to.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think we're back.
Yep.
We're back now. Okay, back to
That was the best chip of my life.
I wish I had some of those chips. Okay. So we're talking about your top marketing channels.
Yeah.
I think I'm feeling high from this hot sauce.
So you were actually going into CHAT GPT, which is a fun conversation.
Ooh,
Yeah.
CHAT GPT.
Yeah.
Are you using
We
that
do
a
use
lot
one.
these days?
Yes.
Did you guys make your own?
We
Did you
didn't.
see
We're
there's like
licensing
that
one.
the app store? No.
But we have one that we have like our own playground. So it's secure
Okay.
and safe and we can train it. And I mean, we're primarily using it as an accelerator to help us just do more faster. So we have a webinar, enter it into Chat GPT, do a blog, a social post, something off of it, right? So it's really a way for us to do more faster. Or like take a piece of content and customize this for employers in manufacturing, employers in healthcare, employers in, right? And then that way we're just having a multiplier effect. And then also for some workflows. So someone downloads one piece of content, what are the things that they get afterwards? And how do we kind of automate people and put them into a path that's most valuable for them?
So sorry, this is something that you license up. So someone else created this Chat GPT, or
Yeah, we
this,
use Copy
and
AI.
then
And I'm willing to
Copy
give them a
AI.
little
Okay.
plug. They've been a good partner.
And so you guys spent some time training this Chat GPT on your specific company information. So when you say write a post about this, they'll know everything about the company and they just write up a post.
Yeah, so we've trained them with our brand guidelines, some content, and just continue to teach it. Yeah.
Oh, you called it a him. That was a
Them.
male
Should I say
Chat
them?
GPT
Gender
bot.
neutral.
Oh, you said them.
Yeah.
Okay. Or it.
Yeah.
That's like them there. It's those are safe words.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. AI. Thoughts on AI? AI is kind of making things so fast and so efficient that a lot of companies, at least in the beginning, at least in the last year, and maybe you've seen it, they started cutting headcount because now you can do more with less resources. And so a lot of people are afraid about AI displacing jobs. What are your thoughts on AI and how it's going to affect us in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I still see it as an enabler. But I literally can't feel my tongue. Enabler. Take 3. Enabler. And like I do think that there's a place for it. I mean, it's the same as any time new technology enters the market. There's always concern about it being a disruptor or replace certain, and it's just finding the right place for it. And maybe it could do something that's more administrative, that you could free up more headspace to do something more challenging. But I still have content people on my team. I still have data people on my team. Like we haven't changed any headcount because of it. Like I said, we just see it as a superpower.
So now you guys can just do more with the same resources.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking about cutting just to do what you used to do before.
Yeah. Or reallocating is like another way to think about it too. Back to our earlier conversation, marketing is harder today. And so you need every tool that you have at your disposal to make things more relevant, to scale better, and to move faster. And that's what this does for us.
Wow, that's crazy. I love that. I love, are there other parts that you're using AI a lot on, like data extraction or cleaning up data? Like, do you guys integrate AI with a lot of that stuff, or usually just
yeah, we're exploring some use cases with data of like learning from responses to certain email campaigns or that sort of thing. We're also looking at it with translations, as we talked about earlier. We're a global team, so right, yes. We want to be more relevant in more markets, and that takes scale, right, and cost. So is there a way that we could train it to be more accurate?
Are you guys in any non-English, or where English is not the first language? Are you guys in any other countries
Yeah. So
like that?
France, German. I think we also translate Spanish, Portugal. I just had to throw it.
Nice.
I just had to throw Portugal back in there.
Yeah, I like how you're mixing between country names and the language: Spain, Portuguese, German, France. I love that.
You're
Our brains are
welcome.
not working right now, guys. Yeah.
Just making sure you
Um,
guys know that AI did not write the script.
yeah. This is for real. Now there's I'm worried about asking this because I feel like it's gonna be a hot sauce. But I'm gonna have to ask it anyways.
Yeah.
Um, in the B2B world, the cost of acquiring a customer is very expensive.
Yes.
And I think you know where I'm getting
Mhm.
at. What is your CPA or cost for acquisition?
But I can tell you that like our buying cycle is like 12 to 24 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's long. That didn't answer the
That's
question,
great.
did it?
That's fantastic. That's so awesome. That's
You
so good for
lied to
you.
me. I wouldn't have gone with the most spicy.
Well, let's go
Can I go
back.
back to the little one
Let's take
again?
it back.
Oh, I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
have my cap on,
Let's
right?
go back to the
All right, now I'll go back to this one because
yeah,
it goes better with the tortilla chips.
yeah. Not because it's too spicy for us to handle.
No.
It's just better for the chip.
Okay. All right, I got mine full.
Cheers. Nice.
I think I have more than
That's
you
really
do.
nice
I'm
food.
just saying.
All right.
Actually, that's not bad after the last one.
Yeah, this is great. I actually can eat this whole thing.
Oh.
To be honest, if after that was just.
Apparently, we hacked hot sauces. You go with the
We
most
hacked it.
extremes
There's a
and
hack.
nothing else matters.
Yeah, and then nothing else. Nothing. I don't feel anything afterwards. It's great. But it's quite expensive, right? To acquire
Yes.
the customer. Do you think you've gotten it down to an exact science, or it's still like only 85% accurate? Because it's hard
I'd say
to
it's still
track
only
that.
85%. I mean, there's just so much variable to it, as you
So
can
much.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of all the money that you're spending right now, what would you say is your number one best performing channel by CPA?
Oh, we're right. It's
Like which
events, which is
channel?
why we double down events. So based
Events?
off of last year's data and what we saw last year, it was the
That makes sense.
conversations we had at conferences, moved faster through the funnel, were the highest value, right? So that's where we're really leaning into what the data told us. And then, like I said, being a new brand, you want to be out and visible, and there's no better way to be visible than to physically be in front of someone.
Exactly. So I started running events kind of at the same time that I started this podcast. I started running events to connect with seed stage founders, and we started running them kind of small scale, like 6, 10, 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've grown to that 70 size where we'll run, like I'll run events probably once every 2 or 3 months just to get seed stage founders together.
Mm-hmm.
To introduce them to VCs. And I find that 70 is like a very sweet spot. It's already getting to the large scale where it doesn't feel intimate anymore. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts when it gets to like the 50 to 70 person stage at an event? What kind of, like, first of all, do you do many of these events? And secondly, what kind of things are you doing to make them feel kind of intimate still?
Yeah. So I feel like 70, you're getting past that intimate feel. For sure, if that's a kind of event. Like 50, you could still have
50.
You could still work a room and make it around to everybody. So I feel like 70, like you said, you're kind of tipping the scale a little bit. But all that being said, our client conference, we are like 550, and it still feels intimate because of the types of activities we do and the way that we break it up. So we have breakout sessions, we have, folks that are basically like assigned to accounts to make sure that they're greeted and they feel welcomed, right? And so we basically do kind of like what we call our path to thrive. And we provide people with, here are the sessions we think would be relevant for you. Here's who you should make sure you meet with, and like make it feel intimate, even if it is pushing 500 people.
Yeah. Do you go to Seattle often?
No, my husband does.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I'm doing a founders Seattle event, Seattle founders event in Seattle, for seed stage founders. Let me know if you're in the area. February 29th
Yeah.
is when we're doing it.
Oh, cool.
But and I'm just like for me, we're getting to the 60 to 70 person like people in the room. Super curated, all founders, which is nice. But even then, after 60 to 70, you got to do things to make it feel intimate. So, curious to hear your thoughts. I'm thinking of breaking people up into groups of 8 and groups of 3. Like groups of 3. Like, what do you think?
8
Keeping
or
it
3
kind
or
of
8 and 3?
like I was thinking the first 20 minutes breaking everyone up into groups of 8. So like all the AI founders in one section, blockchain founders in one section. And then after the first 15, 20 minutes of discussions, then we break everyone out into groups of 3. So it becomes more intimate before the open networking, which what everyone wants to get to the open networking.
Yeah.
But just like giving more structure to make it feel small.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think that's great. And I mean, another thing is just to like have everybody find a buddy. Like I always find when I go to events, if you have a buddy, then you have somebody that you can like kind of bounce things off and always like kind of move in a pack together. That's another thing that I found has been really helpful with like kind of mid-size events as well.
You mean you find the buddy yourself though, right?
No, you assign a buddy.
Oh, I signed a buddy right in the beginning. Like this is your buddy. How would you do that? You just you do a randomizer, throw it onto a screen, and say this is your buddy, or do you put like a star, like a blue star on your name tag and someone else's name tag, and it's like find the blue star?
Yeah,
Like,
you do the matching exercise. Like it's part of like kind of the get to know you. But hey, pro tip: use CHAT GPT to assign the buddies.
Yes, I will definitely do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
You upload all their bios. Say generate a list of pairs based off of X, Y, and Z, and there you go.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
I feel like you need to take a shot now. That like
so Sophie, if you're listening,
some good ideas.
Okay, fine. All right, I'll do that. When the theme backfires, when the theme backfires on you.
Yes. Look at this. Taking control. That's like a little taste, but okay, I'll give it to you.
It's habanero.
There it is.
Yeah. But it's so nice because it's not Carolina Reaper.
Right?
Anything is better than Carolina.
I feel like you're changing your strategy from here on out. Start with the hottest.
Yeah, you got to start. Exactly. You got to start strong.
What's that saying? Eat the big frog, take the hot sauce.
I love frog. Actually, I've never had frog before. Have you ever had frog before? Yeah. Okay. But next on our next part 2, we're gonna have a live frog. No, we're not.
That's a fast way for me not to come back.
I know, right? So, do you have any? Okay, so you've been in marketing for a long time, like PR, like many different areas. You touched so many different areas. And you've seen companies go public, and now you're working for a $3 billion company. I think you know a lot about marketing. Do you have like a hot take in marketing? Something that you believe that maybe other people maybe just don't get?
I would say my number one hot take is everyone is human. It sounds so bizarre, but even when I was at Hippocrates and we were marketing to physicians, people were so formal and uptight, and it's like, they like a good joke too, right? Like everybody is human. And just because they have a certain title or a certain role or a certain demographic, talk to them like they are a human being and connect with them emotionally, and you will be successful.
I love that. I love that so much. So what kind of things do you do in your personal and business life where this hot take kind of shines, where you actually treat people like humans. Like, give us some examples.
Yeah. I mean, I would even say like when we host a webinar, right? Like start off the webinar with some small talk, right? While people are there to learn and to have business, like make sure that they feel comfortable. It's a warm, welcome environment. Let your personality come out. I think back to the very first webinar I hosted, and I've told the story a couple of times that I had a script and I was ready to read off the script. Welcome to this webinar. And I had the title of the webinar, right? And my colleagues across the desk just lost it and dived under the desk. And we're like, that's not you. Like, be yourself. And that's what will make people
Yeah.
feel welcome and interested. And from that moment on, I was like, okay, I don't need work personality and home personality. I just need to be myself. And that is what marketing is about. It's authentic.
Yeah. I feel like I can foresee some hot sauce in your next webinar.
Maybe.
That is your true
I know
self.
which one I'm going to start with.
You'll really show your true self there. But
I won't be able to
in
talk
all
for the rest
honesty,
of the webinar, but I really showed up.
but that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Like, now over to you, science, health specialist, because I'm done for the day. But
Yeah.
no, in all honesty, that's kind of why we added the hot sauce too. Like, hot sauce makes everything fun. It makes everything. It brings the real you out, right?
I never thought I'd cry
we
on
also
a podcast before. You got me in tears.
Yeah, you had to. Not because of my jokes, but because of the ghost. But honestly, like, this is why we had the hot sauce on, because we're talking about serious things. We're talking about marketing. We're talking to some of the smartest people in North America, running the marketing budgets of hundreds of millions of dollars. It's gonna get serious, but the hot sauce brings out the real. It brings out the honest self.
Yeah.
So I agree with you
It's
on
been
that
fun.
one for sure. Yeah. Any other hot takes
I thought that was
aside
pretty
from that?
spicy.
That was really spicy. We're gonna end off the last 8 minutes just talking about you.
Okay.
Because everyone that made it this far probably saw the hot sauce shots, and clearly, if they made it to 53 minutes, they're interested in your background. So I want to hear a little bit about your background. Tell us, what was life like for you kind of growing up? You mentioned about how in high school you already knew you wanted to be in PR, but what was like your upbringing like young Erica?
Yeah, young Erica. Young Erica was a little high strung. I was that overachiever kid that did student council and lacrosse and drama and all the things. And I think I was just trying to find like what my thing was, right? And kind of find myself and on all of that, which was great. And I had a great upbringing, lots of opportunity to travel and do different things, which I think really kind of gave me the freedom to explore things with more of a an education curiosity over time. So I think that's great. I have two older sisters, so I am the youngest child. I do fully believe in birth order, and that the youngest is either an overachiever who needs to prove himself or a spoiled brat. And so I like to believe I went with the first
Which
one.
one are you? Okay, cool.
Yes.
We have similar upbringings, kind of. I also did drama, and I was also pretty headstrong, and I did a lot of different things. But we're kind of the opposite in that I'm the eldest of three kids, and you're the youngest. So that's interesting dynamics.
So I married an oldest of three. So I'm the youngest of three, and my husband's the oldest of three.
My partner is the youngest of two.
See?
So is this something to do with
I told you.
opposites?
There is something to be
Opposites
studied
attract?
by people smarter than marketers about birth order.
Yeah, don't leave it to us.
No.
If you leave us to study, we're just gonna be taking shots of hot sauce in a room. Like, we're not gonna study at all. Okay, cool. So that means, like, so you grew up in a decent family, like middle class, upper class kind of thing, because you traveled a lot.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Does that mean that were your parents also pretty like business oriented? Like, what did your parents
Yeah,
do
so I'm actually
when
first
you were young?
generation American. My parents, my mom came from Germany, my dad came from Cuba and Russia. And so it was definitely of
Oh,
the,
wow.
let's make sure that they have all the opportunities that we didn't. My dad worked for IBM for a number of years. So I think that's also
Mm.
kind of my business etiquette and why I've really seen the opportunity to stay with an organization. I think he was at IBM for like 40 years and is still on their pension,
Holy
which
smokes!
how incredible is that? Um, and
Wow,
and then my mom had kind of different part-time jobs growing up and was really very supportive as well.
wow. What did you learn from your dad, and what did you learn from your mom? But let's start with your dad
Okay,
first.
so my dad,
Yeah.
I learned the stock market, and I genuinely believed if he wore a certain color pair of shoes, that the IBM stock would go up. I did believe that for some time. I
Wow.
did. I did.
Wow. Wait, was this because of your belief, or your dad made you
I
believe that
think it was
because it
mine.
was
I think I because at the time I literally would track the stock and I owned stock when I was in my teens, and that's how I paid for a trip to
wow.
Israel and my first car and stuff like that. And so I think just understanding kind of business in general came from my dad, but I did genuinely believe there was a correlation between his shoes and the stock market, which I'll own it.
Holy smokes. Okay, before we move on to your mom, what are your thoughts on the stock market now?
Oh, yeah. Um, I'd say diversify your portfolio. That's my thought on the stock market today. Don't go single, all tech. Common mistake.
Diversify as in like different industries and different
And also
sizes
international too.
and
Yeah.
international. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
key. Where are you diversified in terms of geography? So you got US stocks.
Yeah.
Are there any other countries that you're
I'd
diversifying
have
into?
to look at my portfolio.
Ooh. Is that a hot sauce? Is that, do I
Oh,
smell hot?
really? You're going to
No.
make that a hot sauce just because I don't remember all my stocks? Fine. I'll take it. I can take it.
Open it all
I
up.
can handle it.
Um,
I'm going with the little guy.
um, Actually, before you do
Yeah.
that, I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance
To redeem myself?
yeah. Okay. So this next question, if you can answer it, then you don't have to take the shot.
Okay. This one's not working anyway.
Okay. Um, how much money are you getting paid as a CMO right now?
It is not a Silicon Valley salary, I'll tell you that much.
Ooh. North of 200.
Yes.
Ooh. All right.
We're talking all in
200.
comp and stuff, right?
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, I went right in for it. Some of my colleagues are listening to this. I'm not answering that question.
I love how you just went straight in.
I
You
just
didn't.
went
You
straight
didn't. You
in.
just started. You just started pouring. You just started pouring. Um. Okay. Before we jump out, let's give some love to your mom because you learned some stuff from your mom as
Yes.
well. What was the main thing that you
The
learned
main
from your
thing
mom?
with my mom is how to talk to people. That woman could talk to anybody and everybody and really
Wow.
seemed to care. Yeah.
Mm. So your analytical side
Yep.
and the on the screen side is from your dad, and the outgoing, fun side, hot sauce also from your
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, that's a good division.
Kind of.
That'll
Okay.
make him
Cool.
proud.
Cool. Ah, that's awesome. Well, Erica, this was super fun. I can speak on behalf of our team listening as well. This was a top episode. Hilarious. We'll definitely have to get you back for round two. Before we jump out, uh, where can the audience learn more about you, your life? Like, are you active personally in any channels? And also on the company side, where can we kind of stay in touch and updated with the
Yeah,
company?
so LinkedIn probably the best way to connect. I'll pop on LinkedIn occasionally, so happy to make some new friends and connections there. And then check out personifyhealth.com. We are building out the new website and brand, and lots of fun to come, including our new brand icon, Percy. Ooh,
Oh,
little cliffhanger
Percy.
there.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You waited until the hour mark to bring that up. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to get Erica back on for part 2 to learn more about Percy. But for now, Erica, thanks for coming on the show. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Well, guys, that's it for another spicy episode of Marketing on Mars. I'm really not sure who got burned more, my taste buds or the guest taste buds. My mouth is on fire. Real talk though, if you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Each episode I make is basically an unedited, raw dinner with some of the leading marketing voices. We've got a bunch of CEOs, founders, and CMOs lined up to face the Hot Sauce Challenge. They tell us the truth or they take a shot at hot sauce. We're on almost every single platform: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and more. There's really no excuse. Until next time, Martians, keep it hot and keep it real.